Accuride Corporation, North America's predominant manufacturer of wheels and rims for trucks, trailers, and buses, is pleased to present AccuForge aluminum wheels, the Bright Performers, as another safety and training service to the transportation industry.
Hey, thermos bottle, got your ears on?
Affirmatory, you're wall-to-wall and 10 feet tall, talking to Dazzler. What's your handle, sweet thing?
You got plain Jane on this end. I'm putting the hammer down to admire the scenery. Woo-wee, mercy sakes alive, Dazzler. Get a load of your wheels.
Careful now, Plain Jane. Don't hurt your eyes looking at them. They're Accuride aluminum wheels.
Must have set somebody back a few green stamps.
They're worth it. I get better tire wear, less run out, and about 500 pounds more payload. Not to mention, I use less go-go juice on the flip-flop.
Okay, Dazzler, I'm impressed. But what about regular and routine? Are they a pain in the toolbox, come on?
Not hardly. There's no paint, no rusting, no corrosion. They're guaranteed easy to care for. Like riding a rocking chair through bare country.
Accuride makes a variety of tubeless stud mount and hub mount forged aluminum wheels for trucks, trailers, and buses. As with all wheel products and components, proper care and maintenance are essential to safety and performance. This video will explain the proper care and maintenance of AccuForge aluminum wheels during tire inspections and changes. How to install hub mount and stud mount AccuForge aluminum wheels. And the care required for maintaining their gleaming good looks. Although the procedures for servicing AccuForge aluminum wheels are similar to those for Accuride steel wheels, there are a few different procedures that should be followed. During routine inspections and periodic vehicle maintenance, look for signs that indicate the need for servicing or replacement. Replace all cracked, worn, damaged, or mismatched components, including nuts, studs, and all studs adjacent to a damaged or missing stud. Refer to the Accuride Rim Wheel Safety and Service Manual or the TMC Out of Service Guide to determine the cause of the damage and take corrective steps to eliminate it. When checking tire inflation, remember that both the tire and rim carry specific pressure ratings, and the tire should be inflated only to the lower of the two. When servicing AccuForge aluminum wheels, use the proper tools to make the job quick, easy, and safe. After blocking the wheels and jacking the vehicle up, deflate the tire completely by removing the core and running a wire through the stem. After positioning a nut at 12 o'clock and setting the brakes, place a protector ring over the wheel to avoid marring the aluminum finish. Then, loosen the nuts at 12 and 6 o'clock. Remove them after removing the other nuts. Then remove the wheel, taking care not to scrape the stud threads. After demounting the tire, check all metal surfaces for damage or excessive wear, especially the rim flange area and the wheel mounting surfaces. Thoroughly remove grease, oil, old rubber, dirt and road film, and any corrosion, especially where the tire seats and where the wheel mounts on the vehicle. Check the flatness of the hub and drum using a straight edge and feeler gauge. Replace damaged or worn wheels or parts, including nuts, studs, valves, and grommets. Never hammer or attempt to repair a damaged or worn part. Never apply heat, which can weaken and destroy aluminum. Destroy damaged or worn parts so they cannot be reused. Exercise care when working with the visibly exposed appearance surface of the wheel. Do not sand. Use a wire brush or abrasive cleaner on it. Painting is not required or recommended. When replacing valves, apply Frilube 2 or a comparable anti-corrosive compound around the valve hole on the tire side of the rim. Torque the valve nut to 125 inch-pounds. Valve extensions can assist in airing the inner dual. However, extensions longer than 1 inch are not recommended because they can cause stress damage to the valve base. To keep from marring the lustrous aluminum surface, cover the floor working area with a rubber mat. Handle the wheel carefully and do not use tire mounting machines that clamp to the inside of the rim. After verifying that the tire and wheel are properly matched, lubricate the tire side of the rim and the tire beads with an anti-corrosive tire mounting compound. While it is possible to mount the tire from either side, mounting the tire from the disc side will minimize the chance of marring the highly finished aluminum surface. For your safety, always follow OSHA Standard 29 CFR Part 1910 when servicing wheels. Before servicing the tire, deflate completely by removing the valve core and running a wire through the stem. Refer to the Accu Rim Wheel Safety and Service Manual to verify the proper tire mounting instructions. Inflate using a clip-on air chuck and a remote valve and air gauge. During inflation, keep the wheel assembly inside a safety cage or other OSHA-approved restraining device and stay clear of the trajectory. AccuForge tubeless aluminum wheels are available with either stud-piloted or hub-piloted mountings, referred to as stud mount and hub mount wheels. Stud mount wheels are centered by the nuts on the studs. They are readily identified by spherically chamfered bolt holes and inner and outer cap nuts. Hub mount wheels are centered by their center hole on the hub pilot. Their bolt holes generally have no chamfers and use two-piece flange nuts. To install a 10-hole, 11 1/4 inch stud mount wheel as a front or inner dual, first snug all nuts in a crisscross fashion, beginning with the nut at the 6 o'clock position. After all nuts have seated, tighten them to 450 foot-pounds dry using a torque wrench, taking care not to over-tighten. If using an air wrench, remember to check its calibration. Because of the extra disc thickness of AccuForge aluminum wheels, they may require special nuts and longer studs. For front wheels with 1 1/8 16 studs, standard 1 1/8 cap nuts are used. For 3/4 16 studs, a special cap nut with a collar is necessary. On all rear dual wheels, special inner cap nuts with collars must be used. The stud should stand out beyond the mounting face of the hub from 1 5/16 to 1 7/16 inches. This is the same stud length used for steel wheels. The inner cap nut must be equivalent to or stronger than SAE Grade 8 material. For best service, always run 2 aluminum wheels as a dual combination. If a steel inner wheel is used with an aluminum outer wheel, a special, longer inner cap nut must be used. An Accu wheel guard separator is strongly recommended between steel and aluminum wheels to minimize wear and the corrosive action of dissimilar metals. To install an outer dual, first make sure that the wheels are positioned to allow access to the tire valves, and tighten the nuts to 450 foot-pounds dry. Never lubricate nuts or studs on stud-piloted mounting systems because it can lead to over-tightening, a dangerous condition. When installing AccuForge hub-mount aluminum wheels, first lubricate the pilot with a little oil to prevent galling. For a hub with intermittent pilot pads, position a pad at 12 o'clock to center the wheel. Two-piece flange nuts are used to clamp the wheel against the hub and drum, the same nuts used for hub-mount steel wheels. Before installing used nuts, lubricate them between the hex and flange with 1 or 2 drops of machine oil. This will allow them to rotate freely and provide the proper clamping force when tightened. Do not over-lubricate, because it will do nothing to improve torquing ability and may cause excess oil to run across the exposed aluminum finish. Because flange nuts generate high clamping force, always use Grade 8 studs with hub-piloted mounting systems. Longer studs may be required for hub-mount installations. The minimum standout of the stud from the hub for a front wheel is 2 9/32 inches. For the rear, the minimum standout is 3 7/16 inches. On front wheels, the hub pilot should be sufficiently long to support the wheel. On rear wheels, it should extend approximately halfway through the center hole of the outer dual. For rear dual hub-mount wheels, there is no inner cap nut. After sliding the inner dual over the studs, align the hand holes for valve access and slide the outer dual over the studs. Tighten nuts to between 450 and 500 foot-pounds in the same alternating crisscross sequence mentioned earlier. To minimize wear to wheels, hubs, and drums, Accu strongly recommends wheel guard separators be installed between the mating surfaces of the hub or drum and the wheel, and between the two wheels of a dual assembly. Wheel guard separators reduce wear, extend service life, and help AccuForge aluminum wheels maintain their luster. It is extremely important that components of hub mount and stud mount systems are not mixed. Always use a hub mount wheel on a hub mount hub and a stud mount wheel on a stud mount hub. Mixing components can lead to wheel failure, accident, and injury. Adequate support for AccuForge aluminum wheels is essential for their safe and proper performance. The hub or brake drum must supply a full 360-degree contact surface with the proper diameter to support the wheel. Do not use intermittent hub designs. 50 to 100 miles after installation, retighten the nuts. Thereafter, check torque values and tighten as needed at regular intervals, such as during routine vehicle maintenance or tire changes. For stud mount wheels, back off the outer nut to retorque the inner cap nut. Always refer to the Accu Rim Wheel Safety and Service Manual for the correct torque values and proper procedures for servicing Accu-forged stud mount and hub mount aluminum wheels. Failure to follow these procedures could cause wheel failure, which could lead to an accident or an injury. To keep Accu-forged aluminum wheels always looking their best, a wax coating can be applied to the appearance surface of new wheels. Before installing a new wheel, clean the appearance surface with a sponge or cloth using a mild, non-alkaline detergent and warm water. After rinsing and wiping dry, apply car wax to protect the exposed aluminum surface and enhance its luster. Thereafter, clean the wheels as necessary with water from a high-pressure hose to maintain their like-new appearance.
You said Accuride, right, Dazzler?
That's right. They've been supplying the trucking industry for over 85 years. I can tell you from experience, they know their way around a wheel.
Well, what about parts?
I've never had any trouble, but if I do, they've got one of the largest distributor networks on the continent.
Hey, Dazzler, look to your left. You want to get out and kiss the ground?
Thanks for the offer, Plain Jane, but I'll take a rain check. Gotta get this load to Circle City. Truck 'em easy. 88.
Keep 'em between the ditches, Dazzler. Happy numbers.
For more information on servicing wheels and their components, Accuride Corporation will send at your request any or all of the following materials: the Accuride Rim Wheel Safety and Service Manual,